So you're thinking about moving to Kansas City and you want to know the top 5 pros and cons of living here? Well, I'm going to share with you the top 5 things that I love about the city and the top 5 things that I absolutely hate. What's up, everybody? This is Justin Barry with the Plains Paris Real Estate Team right here in Kansas City. This is your first time to our channel and you literally want to know everything there is to know about living, eating, sleeping, playing, working, and all the things there is to love and hate about our city. Go ahead, hit that button, ring that bell. That way you're notified every time one of these new videos comes out. Honestly, we get calls every week from people thinking about moving to the Kansas City or northwestern Missouri area. If you also are thinking about moving our way, go ahead, give us a call, a text, an email, even hire a fat man in a baby costume, whatever it takes to get a hold of us, whatever you prefer. If you're thinking about moving this way, we've got your back on moving to Kansas City. All right, let's not waste any time and get right to the meat. This is a barbecue town, right? All right, pro number 1, there are a lot of things to do in Kansas City. All right, if you're coming to Kansas City, you better know it's a sports town. First off, we're going to have the Royals. They play at the K. The Kansas City Royals won the World Series in 2015 and made another appearance in 2014. The stadium's been remodeled. It's a very popular place to go. Even when they're not doing well, there's a lot to do there. Now, in the same parking lot, you're going to find Chiefs Stadium. Everybody here is going to call it Arrowhead, and there's going to be Gia Field, but nobody calls it Gia Field. They're going to call it Arrowhead. Now, Arrowhead has the world record for the loudest stadium at 142.5 decibels. When you go there, you can't hear yourself think it's so loud. Other teams that come to play Kansas City absolutely hate it because it's so distracting and loud. One thing to know about that, it is a huge party. The tailgating there starts almost 24 hours before the game starts. People will be there tailgating all day long. It's the biggest tailgating event in the entire country. Games in Kansas City are a very big deal. One quick thing to know, every Friday before a Chiefs game, you better wear red because it's always Chiefs Friday. Not too long ago, Kansas City got World Championship Soccer when they got Sporting KC. On the west side of town, near the NASCAR racetrack, there's a development that includes the brand new stadium, and it also is a great place to go have food and dinner and drinks, and then go watch a great soccer game. While it's no replacement for Disney World, Kansas City does have a very large amusement park. Worlds of Fun and Oceans of Fun. It's a 325-acre with more than 64 attractions. It is a huge draw, and you'll always find a great time there from early spring all the way into late fall. Do not miss their Halloween spooktacular events. Now, when it comes to dining, yes, Kansas City is a world-famous barbecue town. We have Gates, we have Arthur's, Joe's, Jack Stack. But we're also a cow town, which means this is a great destination to find great steak. Now, I'd also recommend checking out districts like the Crossroads district or getting Mexican off the Boulevard. Or down in North Kansas City, you're going to find the new Iron District, which is this food container, these container buildings they put together, and it's like an outdoor food park. Super cool. Lots of great little venues within walking distance, including like vending machine, wine place called Sail Away. But in Kansas City, there's all sorts of little food districts, and in the last 10 years, it has become quite the culinary town. When I was a kid, I don't think there was as much to choose from. We had Applebee's, we had Olive Garden like everybody else, but now there are so many choices and always something new to go try in our city. I definitely recommend that you try them all out. Now, you may not know this about me, but I'm an outdoors guy and I love fishing. So having 7 lakes near Kansas City is a huge benefit for me. Most notably, you're going to find Smithville Lake to the north side of the city, where you're going to have 175 miles of shoreline. It's great bass fishing, great catfish, and great crappie fishing. And if you're not a fisherman, there's a lot of open area there for water sports. All right, I'm going to go ahead and give you my first con. Con number 1 for Kansas City is we really don't have any significant geographical features. You're not going to look out and see a mountain range, and you're not going to go down to the ocean within a very short drive at all. However, about 3 hours east of here is going to be Lake of the Ozarks, which is an enormous destination for people all over the Midwest. Head south, you're going to have Branson, again about 3 hours, and there's a ton of outdoor stuff to do within a short drive around Kansas. Okay, pro number 2. Kansas City's pretty spread out. Means you get a little bit of space. You can drive all over the city. There's relatively no traffic. Having a car here is very important. It is your freedom, okay? Gas prices are some of the cheapest in the entire nation. So for a lot of people relocating from cities that are busy and you're having to use public transport, Kansas City is going to seem out of place for you But trust me, having that freedom and that flexibility to hop in a car and get across town and know it's only going to take you 20 minutes, you don't have to budget an extra 30. You can leave for work 20 minutes before you need to get there and show up right on time. It's a huge benefit, and I have a hard time living somewhere else and giving that up. All right, so if I'm going to give you pro number 2, I also have to give you con number 2. And con number 2 is we really don't have great public transportation. Again, it's not really a city designed for public transportation, and things are pretty spread out. We do have buses, but most people don't find them to be convenient. And there is a streetcar line that's been started approximately 5 years ago. It's going to start in the kind of a trendy area called the River Market area. It'll move through the Power and Light district, and it turns around down at Union Station, Crown Center area. So it's more of a tourist line. It's more for going out, hopping bars, and going to different restaurants than it really is as a line of getting back and forth to work or to appointments that you would need to go to. All right, pro number 3, Kansas City has all 4 seasons. We've got spring, we've got summer, we've got fall, and we've got winter. So no matter what you're into, there's a season here that's going to cover it, which means you never really acclimate to the weather. By the time you're used to spring, it's summer. By the time you're used to summer, it's fall. And the roads, we have a lot of bad roads here because you have so many different changes in weather. It causes some potholes and cracking. One of the things about living in Kansas City is knowing that weather is going to be a constant running joke, so you'll always see memes and hear jokes. Cool thing is you can always use one to break the ice and meet a new friendly face. I like to think that the best meteorologists, the best weathermen in the world, they all hope when they go to weatherman school that they end up in Kansas City, because this is the probably toughest area to estimate what the weather's going to do day by day, hour by hour, and we definitely have the best weathermen. Pro number 4 about living in Kansas City is that people here are actually pretty nice. You're going to be going to the gas station and somebody will stand there and hold that door for you. People make eye contact, they say please and thank you, and generally it's one of the most pleasant cities that I've ever been in. It's actually odd for me to go to other cities where I want to say hi, how are you doing, and people keep their head down and keep walking, and I feel like a creep. It's normal here to be nice and friendly. Now the con to that, I can say when I was dating, for instance, it's very important to know, because this is a sports town after all, it's very important to know, are you a Kansas University Jayhawks fan or are you a Missouri Tigers fan? It's a big deal, especially when I was dating. If I guessed wrong, I might not have got that date. Okay, here we go. Number 5. Kansas City, though it's a medium-sized city, has all of the cosmopolitan features that you would require without any of the major detractors that go with it. So I find it to be a great balance of both worlds, right? Now, the downside, the only con I can really come up with, is that everybody else in the country assumes we're just a flyover cow town with thick accents, and when you tell them about how great Kansas City is, they kind of have that glazed over look. But trust me, it's a great place to live. Our accents, actually, just a fun fact, foreigners love coming here to learn English because Kansas City has one of the most neutral accents in the entire country. I actually really love living here. Even though I travel all over the country, every time I travel, I'm always excited to come back home. Back in the 50s and 60s, Kansas City started expanding out into the suburbs, but over the last 10 or 15 years, it's really had a bunch of development in the inner core, and you're going to see that there's a lot of new development. It's a very new feeling city. That means there's always a new adventure, there's always a new food to try and something to do, and it never gets boring, even for a guy like me who's lived here his entire life. Okay, that was the 5 pros and cons that I've came up with for living in Kansas City. If you haven't yet hit that button to subscribe or ring that bell so that you're notified every time one of our videos come out, go ahead and do it. And if you have any comments about what your favorite thing or your least favorite thing is in Kansas City, make sure you comment below. I will be responding to all of those.